evening. This is the Ohm Service.
Countdown, bitch. She's gonna fuck up.
Good evening, 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 and welcome and hello to another edition of the Ohm Service with me, SoulOhm Reviews, Kris Lethal Coils, and my wonderful little Bro Vapes, Aiden, my bro. Good evening, one
Thought
and
you would fuck up eventually.
So, how am I sounding this week?
You sound brilliant.
Yeah. Do you know what it was?
It was a cable I told you Sunday.
Just right on the edge here, where it actually connects into USB, it was slightly out. Only slightly, yeah, and that's whisker of slightly out.
Whisker?
Yeah. Well, I was going to say that's cock, like. But
Thank you very much. That's running with the show.
It's all good. It's all good. So, how is everyone? Good evening, chat. How are you? Good evening, spanners. I see we've got Orion. We've got Jules in the house. No, we have Kris there. Kris, do you want to give a shout out to some of people? Say hello. I could just double check everything.
Apparently, I sound like I'm in a bathroom.
Are you tinkling?
No, I've just been for a tinkle.
You actually do sound like you're a bit echoey, Aiden.
Mr. Hark, how are we? Village Vapor Grimmy, how we doing? Papa Lazarou, how we doing? Bill Richards, big love. Roy's Reviews, JR Biker, how we doing? Orion's, we got you in the house. J. Jerry, we got...
Biscuits, Bill, Hippo.
Ian Morgan, how you doing, my man? And I think that's everything. Everybody? No? Chris Doyle, how are we? Hip Hop Juice, what's going on, guy?
We've got the one and only GBV Nation in as well.
In the house.
Adam. Very nice to see all the progress you're making and what you're doing, bro. Absolutely. GBV's coming back with a vengeance, man.
Got an itchy nose there. GP Ward as well. Don't forget our little own Chrissy Doyle there.
We love the Chrissy Doyle.
Did I forget to say Jules? I love you, Jules. I'm sorry.
Jules, baby.
Rob Barry, how you doing? Salford Vapor, what's going on, Dave?
Rob Barry, what a bloke.
What a bloke. What a nice, lovely bloke.
What a lovely, nice bloke.
What a lovely guy.
We're hoping he gets up to Birmingham this year. I hope so.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, I just realized. Did you guys catch the live yesterday where I was in London?
Yeah, we did see
I should have done the show with a British accent.
Yeah.
Hello, Governor.
Hello, Governor.
Please, sir, may I have some more?
What?
What?
His hair out of the car again.
Oh. What's that?
Hayden's got his hair out of the car again. And all them white patches as well.
Oh, what else do I have here? So yeah, that's what I have for shout-outs at the moment. I think we've gotten all caught up. Why don't we move right on into what we're vaping on? How about you go for it, Aiden?
Yeah, no problem. I'll tell you what, it's quite similar setups to what I've done the reviews on. So, first of all, we are on the Phantom. I'm loving this with the M3 mesh coils. It's a little bit different the way they fit in. It fits under the bottom, comes through, and then you put this sort of like cap on it. And then you've got your tank at the top. So it gives you a little bit more than what should be in there. But yeah, really nice. On that, I have got I'm getting rid of the Vampire Vapes on there. The Blue Cocktail, love that. If you haven't checked the review out, it is on the channel. Go and check out the review. I went out for a beer yesterday, so I only just put it out to a couple of channels, a couple of bits on Facebook, so go and check that out. But yeah, really nice that. Then we have the new Trio kit from Vaptio, also with e-cig. I can't remember. It'll come to me. You'll find out anyway on the review. Nice little kit. Only tried it today because it uses Nautilus coils as well. So it's 1.6 ohm. I thought I'd stick a bit of pod salts in it. So I've got a nice ice menthol in there. Then I dragged out an old kit that I did a review for, which is the Vlad. I had some pods left, and I didn't realise I had any pods left.
Uh-huh.
3 or 4 left, and I thought, oh, great. So that's got tobacco in it, and I really do like that. Really do like it.
Do you know something? Before you go any further, Aidan, is it me or I prefer, if I'm going to have a pod, I actually prefer tobacco in it. I'm really weird. I don't know why, but for some reason pods and tobacco seem to go.
I'll tell you another thing with this. It's got sort of like a coffee-y tobacco taste, if that makes sense.
Like a cappuccino almost?
Yeah. No, I wouldn't even say... I'd say more like Nescafe, if I'm honest with you. But,
it's like an earthy coffee.
Yeah, it's just got like a sort of a... Which sometimes tobaccos used to have.
Yeah.
Do you know, like if you left them in an ashtray for a bit, but they weren't that bad. But yeah, this is really, really nice. Whoops. Yeah, so that's not bad at all. And then we're on the Super Cape from Vaptio. And in that I have got, this is absolutely gorgeous, which is the watermelon mojito, if I'm saying it right. All you think you taste is like this really nice mint, and then underneath it you've got the melon coming through, so that's really nice. Then I've got the Vape Mon with the iSub 2 tank from Innokin. That review's coming up soon, with the rhubarb and ginger.
Ooh.
If you want something a little bit different, I'm telling you now, go and get this. 70-30, plenty of vapor production, as you all know. Rhubarb and ginger. You get the ginger straight through, which is like just like a little bit of spice, and then underneath it you're getting like a tart rhubarb, which is fresh. And it stays on the palate as well. The rhubarb stays with you, which is really, really nice. So that is what I'm vaping on. So I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll pass it straight away to Kris.
Ooh, Kris.
What's up, guys? Thank you very much, Aidan.
Can I just say something, Kris?
What's that?
Your flag's the wrong way around.
One sec. Let me fix this.
Sorry.
Can't you get done for that?
How that?
Yeah, that's better.
Bingo. Got it.
Does that actually mean anything if you put the flag the wrong way
on
around?
my screen, it looks backwards now.
Yeah.
On my screen. So, it's hard for me to tell sometimes. Yeah, what am I on with? I've got 6 different setups right now. I've got the RAM box from Stentorian Motofo and the Profile RDA on top. That's the 22 millimeter conversion cap on there as well. I've got the Luxottic NC with the Dead Rabbit and the brass butcher cap on top there. Running that in parallel mode today. I've got the H Cigar Wild Wolf 235 with the FP on top. I've got one I just did that review for, the Danessa. Love that thing, man, with the Equitas on top there.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Oh, and it works so well. Jeez. I've got my standard double barrel 2.1 with the Hellbeast on top still. Still can't get enough of that tank, and I don't know why. I'm a dripper guy. I got no issues.
I got a home.
Ain't got a song.
I'm a lonely boy.
Ain't got a job.
You stop that. You stop that right now. I've also got the Pink Rage with the black Bonza version 1 on top there. Running some neato coils that I haven't built before. These are Dragon Scale coils.
Dragon Scale coils?
Yeah, they're very neat. And they vape very well. But what do I have for juices that I'm on?
Ooh.
Well, I have Blue Nomenon, which is a... Oh, man. Waiting for that. Blue Raspberry Lemonade. I've got Grizzly from Animal Unleashed, which is that chocolate chip cookie with milk. I've got, I just showed it a little while ago, but Yalix Turkish Tobacco. And I get that exact same taste that you were talking about, Aidan, from that as well. It's kind of like an earthy tone to it.
Yeah.
You know, also I've got Pachamama the blood orange, banana, and gooseberry.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, it's very nice. Very, very nice. So that's what I'm on. We're going to pass it right over to you, Mark.
Right, what am I on? Well, I've gone for a little bit of a tanky thing as well. I've got the Y2?
The Y. Tesla Y.
Yeah, the Tesla Y. I've got the OBS Engine 2 on there, which is my favourite tank of all time at the present moment. Loving that. Got my own brew. I've got a mixture of it's a dark berry with me lemon. So I'm trying that at the moment. So really, really enjoying that.
Can I just say, JR Biker, yes, it is one of the limited edition double barrels. Sorry, go ahead, Mark.
Also got the Ice Spider Mech with the Aquitas on. Review for this is coming out next week, but if you're a mech head, just go out and buy it for how much it is. It's absolutely brilliant. What else have I got? I have got the BTFC with the El Thunder kit on there. I've got the double barrel V3 with the Captain tank on there. Told you I've got tanks going here. From yesterday. Sorry?
The Captain tank.
Yeah, the Captain tank.
From Banter.
Yeah. It's
Isn't
basically
that
Frogman.
called the... it's not called the Captain tank. I think it's called the...
Yeah, it's called Captain tank.
Oh, well, I didn't get that through with mine. I got obviously I got the blue kit. I got the Paragon.
Yeah. The thing with the Vaptio, you'll find that sometimes they come with the Paragon, sometimes they come with the Frogman, and what's the other one? Yeah.
Pro.
But this one's classed as the actual Captain tank itself.
Right, I've never tried the Captain tank. I've got the Paragon.
It's exactly the same as the Frogman, to be honest with you.
Well, also good with them is they try and make them so that the multiple coils.
Yeah.
So you can either use like Baby Beast. It's like that one they've done there. They've made it so you can have the Nautilus in them.
These ones you can have the Baby Beast ones in.
Yeah.
Also, I have got me Pixie RD8 with me Urus.
Urus mod.
Urus.
Earth.
And I'm also trying this one out. This is the S1 Quit Kit. And do you know something? For a, I would say, semi-mouth to lung device, I think that looks kind of cute, that.
I like it.
I really genuinely... And it vapes absolutely gorgeous.
It reminds me of that pen that you had. What was that one you had years and years ago? And it was the same looking one like that, but a bit thicker. Like an old style one. I'll tell you who's got one the same as you as Jay.
Jay's Vape Reviews?
Oh, the 101.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks a bit like that, doesn't it?
Pro 101. Yeah, it's very similar, yeah. But this is so like your basic, going back to your Ego Kit style of format. But to be honest with you, I think that looks really, really nice.
I do, yeah.
I got to tell you, for somebody who's a huge mech fan, I hate pen style vapes.
Yeah, but you've got to also think about other people as well. When you're like doing your reviews, you've got to think, right, what would a starter be looking for? And to be something like that, I think that looks quite stylish.
Yeah.
Thanks.
The tank itself is obviously part of the device. I think that's how they come in. Now, the coils in this are absolutely gorgeous. Now, these are nichrome coils.
Is it adjustable airflow?
Yeah, it's adjustable airflow, fixed, obviously, battery.
Is it top fill?
Top fill, yep, top fill. And you can take this off, turn it upside down. Come here, you bugger. There you go. And take your coil out while your juice is still in.
What?
Oh, that's good.
How cool is that?
That's cool. That's
down.
really cool.
So it isn't a fixed tank then? Oh, it is a fixed tank.
It's a fixed tank, yeah.
No, exactly what you mean. Yep.
I'll just screw that back
That's
on.
cool.
Let's get that back on there. I am genuinely... The review's coming up for this next week, and...
No, I don't think I can do that with mine. I'm not going to do it.
You know what?
Cards for days, flavour for days. You're going to have to use a 50-50 juice with this one. It's obviously, what with it being a mouth to lung. I tried a 60 and I tried a 70 VG and it just can't keep up.
But you can still use your salts, right?
Well, you can use salts, yeah, if you want to. I'm using Mr. Rocky, which is a 50/50 from Luxury Vape. Very nice.
Have they got different types of coils though?
The coils that you get with it there's Canthal and they've got nichrome as well. The coils, you can get 1.5 nichrome, designed for between 13 and 18 watts.
So can you get any? Can you get them any lower? You know, like will you been able to put a Nautilus coil in here? You'll be able to put the 0.71 into it.
Right, I can't see that being a problem, but obviously the coils that I've got are just what I've got at the present moment. The ones that actually come in the pack are Canthal, and they also sent me a pack of Nichrome 80.
It'd be nice to know if you could fit any other coil in that as well.
Yeah. Now, by the looks of it, I would say, I'm not definite because I'm still researching, I would say that you'd be able to put a Nautilus. You know the Nautilus tiny ones? I would say you'd be able to put them in there. But don't quote me on that one. So I'm on that one. Last but not least, I am on the Moose Outlaw with the drop on top. Juice-wise, I've gone for the Wit Liquor Deja Vu, which is really nice. Do like that.
What's that one?
I'm trying to think what flavour it is. It's a bit of a weird one. It's a very fruity flavour. It's like mixed fruits.
Yeah. The Boulevard is lovely, isn't it?
And I can't work out what flavour that is.
That's more like a melon, isn't it?
Yeah, it's another fruity weird one. I've got Carnival as well, and that's more of a heavier vape, that one.
That's nice, yeah.
I'm also on Squid Ink's Barb and Custard. I'm also on Squid Ink's Caribbean Crush, which is like a fruit and a slight, and I know the word, slight hint of menthol. Really, really nice.
No coconut in it?
No coconut in it, no.
Thank God.
No coconut. And obviously I am on my own homebrew mishmash of vape as well, and me tanks. And that's it. That's it for me. I've all done.
Nice.
They're a fantastic company, then, that Wit Liquor.
Oh, Wit Liquor, they are fantastic. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the juices are really nice. It was like what I was saying with the Vampire Vapes. They're in the same sort of league. You know you're not going to get anything harsh. It's not going to be chemically. When you add your nick to it, or obviously you've got them in 10 mils, they're nice standard liquids.
The thing is that I like about Vampire Vapes, they have been going forever. Absolutely forever, and they have been consistent throughout. Ever since I've known about Vampire Vapes, they have been consistent. The juices have always been reasonably good, reasonably priced as well.
Yeah, do you know what? I missed that out in my review. I didn't say that, and I wish I had. Was that they are reasonably priced, because it's like what you can get probably 30 mils for less than a tenner, I think.
Yeah, always have been good. I mean, yeah, 10 mil. They do them in 10 mils. You're doing them. You've got the Nick Shot version.
Well, these are the new short fills that they've got. But I'll tell you another thing as well, which I'm loving. Is the bottles, Mark.
Yeah.
They're like the stubby ones. So you get these long ones, and sometimes when you get down to the end of it, take some right squeezing. These are really good.
I'm going to ask you a daft question now. What's the tip like? Because I have to trim these because the juice splurts out, and I hate them.
It's the thin ones.
Yeah. Does your juice splurt out?
Sometimes, it depends how much I rub it. Yeah, can do. But the only other thing that I'd love them to do is to bring in that where you can unscrew the tip so you can put your nick shot in.
Yeah.
It's one of the great ideas. We saw it, near enough to a year back. Well, not maybe 2 years back.
Yeah.
When vape distribution were bringing them out, weren't they? I would love to see all of them do that, because trying to pop these off, the first lot of juice I had, it just went everywhere. Trying to get it off, you're either getting a knife or you're trying to use your teeth.
Really? A little secret. Don't know if I'm not going to be able. I'll not do it on live on air because it'll not work. Get your cap, just clip it there, and just pull up.
It can still be a little bit dodgy.
Oh yeah. No, you can. Everything's a little bit dodgy when you got.
It's like them Capra Suns that you get.
Then what?
The Capra Suns, that are in the silvery like thing.
Oh yeah.
It's like them. It's like trying to put your straw in one of them, and if you get it not quite right, and then it all goes over you.
I hate that.
I hate these the gorilla type bottles, aren't they? The classed as, because it's sort of like as soon as you've done your juice, you end up with that bubble coming over, and it's like, oh, I've got blooming juice everywhere.
Yeah, and the thing is that if you tip it as well,
you know how to get rid of that.
Pardon?
Do you know how to get rid of that?
Don't tip it.
No, it's not that. When you're done dripping, kind of tip it up a little bit so that the juice goes away from the nozzle and squeeze it just to get that little bit out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And let it like drip through the middle of the drip tip or something. And then once you turn it back up, you'll get rid of that drop that comes out the top.
Yeah.
Well, can I just say something before we go any further? It's just what Kris put in chat. Do you know something I don't? He's put SoulOhm is on Vic's show tonight. Didn't know
that was last week.
I wasn't on Vic's show last week either.
Weren't you on the UKVS?
No.
No, there was no show. We were just on, weren't we?
We were on.
I thought you were on UK Vape Show.
No.
What show were you on then?
On Sunday I watched Sabs.
You were on Sabs on Sunday.
Yeah, Sabs. That's what it was.
Just wondered.
Piss flaps. It's totally right. Piss flaps.
Piss flaps.
Sorry, Adam's on. Right. Adam's on Vic's show. So he's going up in the world. Going up in the world. He starts here, goes up.
Yeah, boy. BBV Nation for the win.
Right, Kris, we've got some questions to ask you.
Uh-oh.
Both me and our Aiden have.
Uh-oh. I didn't do it.
Yes, obviously,
you can't prove it.
I'm sure that everybody out there has noticed that you've now got a green screen.
Yes, I do.
I've seen you on the mountains. I've seen you in London. I've seen you all over the place. So, number one, the first question I'd like to ask you, what software are you actually using?
I'm just using OBS.
And that's what he's blocking out. Oh, that's I didn't know OBS did that.
Yep. If you, like, say you have your source set to your webcam, right? If you go to the properties or right-click on that source, you can add filters. And within the filters, it gives you the option for chroma key.
Right.
And so you can set it to, like, black, white, or green, depending on the sheet that you got hanging up behind you, or you can make it a custom color, too.
It's working really, really good.
I know. I was very surprised that it worked so well the very first time. I have heard nightmare stories about using green screens, about how hard they were to set up, and I'm like, this was within seconds. I was like, that's so easy. So the only problem that I'm having now is finding some sort of like an animated background. Like, say, if I have an image of outer space where like the stars are like actually shining, kind of thing. But other than that, yeah, you've seen me in like the desert in like Colorado or something. Plus yesterday I was in London. And then yesterday I was also on the beach for Vaping with Vic's birthday video there.
Oh yeah, we saw that.
We did see that. Bless you.
Once I did it for TVP, the response from other people were like, "Well, where's mine? Where's mine?" You know what? Okay.
Yeah, I've got to wait a whole year now. I've got to wait a whole year.
No, it's not. Mine's in July.
Yours in July? What time? What date?
Mine's in July.
11th.
July. What's your birthday?
It's on mine.
It's the 11th.
Can I have my green screen in a strip club, please?
Strip club? I sure can.
Go, Shorty.
It's your
birthday. Go, Shorty. It's your birthday.
Oh, Jesus. Do the skivity?
Yeah, just make sure you don't go to the one in Leicester.
Oh, shit.
So the women are half cheese and half legs.
Wait, can I move this up?
So, are you having any problems with your CPU or anything like that? Is it overusing it? Or
to be completely honest with you, I haven't, which is weird because this computer that I'm using right now is way underpowered compared to my other one. But even with this one, it has no problem running the green screen, which I've been astounded by. I thought that there were definitely going to be issues, at least a few.
What else are you looking to do with that then?
Don't know. Honestly, I bought the set for the lights primarily. That was just kind of a bonus. But I'm thinking, if I continue to do Twitch and any game streaming there, it'll eliminate the box around me so they can actually see more of the game and less of the background behind me.
Yeah, a lot of gamers do that, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Because it takes away from the screen space for the game image. So I don't want to eliminate too much of that. And so I figured that would be...
what would be nice, interesting, I don't know if you've got another camera or even your phone, like when you're setting it up and doing stuff, to do actually a video of you setting it up and maybe doing a stream or something, and then add what you actually did to do it, so you can see the bits behind you, but then you can see what you're actually doing, what you're seeing.
I could probably do that.
You know what I mean? Look, and also you could do a bit of a tutorial of, look, this is what you're doing on OBS, and
yeah, I could do a screen capture, window capture, whatever you want to say.
But you could also do it where you've got another camera at this side while you're actually doing it. You know what I mean?
Right. I don't have another C920, and my camera phone is shite, but I do have a C110 that I could probably use. It wouldn't be as good, but I could use it for sure.
You're just showing the two angles of what you're doing.
That's a great idea, to be honest.
I like that idea. That's a good idea.
I do too.
Good idea, that one.
That's a great idea.
While we're talking about over the pond, we did touch on this on Savs on Sunday, but did you hear about a gentleman were in California, and he had a fallout at the petrol station, and what he ended up doing was he ended up spraying petrol all into the petrol station, went to light it, but it didn't actually ignite. So he jumps in his car, drove off, went into like this mall. So the police had followed him, and they got somebody to try and calm him down. So they took a cell phone to him, but they took it by like remote control car, and it like a little robot give it him. So they were talking to him, and he wanted a cigarette. And they were thinking, well, we can't really give you a cigarette and a lighter, because if you've still got petrol on you, you're going to go up. So what they did was, they sent a vape. They sent a vape out. Sent a vape out to him, a pen design just like this, filled it all up. He puffed on that for a while, and he gave himself up.
Wait, the police did this?
Yeah, last week.
So wait a minute. The FDA is trying to kill this shit, and cops are handing these things out?
Exactly.
That's fucked up.
That's good. No, but the thing, like we said on Sabs, was you can imagine if he'd have actually blown himself up after he'd had the vape. It'd have been, can you imagine what it'd have been? Man blows himself up in a car due to vape.
Oh, speaking of issues over here.
He by a robot, and he took it and he gave himself up.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Well, I've got a little bit of news. I'll put the link in chat. There we go. I thought it was something we could giggle about, especially with the FDA on about the epidemic with children. This is from the local news, the ITV News. Middle-aged Britain sees biggest increase in vaping, which I thought was quite interesting. Middle-aged Britons are taking up vaping at the fastest rate of any age group as they seek to join the fashionable trend, surgeries suggest. Although 18 to 24-year-olds are the most likely to vape, rising from 24% in 2016 to the current 28%, the fastest increase is among 45 to 54-year-olds, rising from 13 to 20% over the same period, according to analysts. I just thought that was interesting.
That's very interesting.
What are your thoughts?
The epidemic is a lie.
I can't see where they could put it under an epidemic.
They can't. I mean, well, they did. They can do whatever they want, but in the strictest definition of the term, it's not. It's
It's certainly not an epidemic, is it? People are finding that other people are being able to quit the stinkies.
Yeah, it's a problem created to fuel their own cause and agenda.
Now you've got to look at over here in the UK. Is it Champix or Campix or
Chantix? Chantix.
They're pushing that really big at the minute.
Yeah.
I know quite a number of people who are going onto it, and I've warned them. But then you've got other people who have been on it for 8 years and said it's never harmed them. But I know a hell of a lot of people that it has.
I did it 3 times. 3 times I used Chantix. The first time I quit for 2 years. The second time I quit for a year. And the third time I quit for another year. I will never touch Chantix again. It is a disgusting drug. The side effects are definitely not worth the benefits.
Well, apparently they're saying in America that they're going to start giving it to children.
Yep. No, kind of. Not the Chantix that we know. They're in development for a child-safe Chantix. They're making their whole new formula for children.
I just want to. I just saw a quote today. I'm not going to name names or anything like that, but this is from an American guy, and he was talking about the FDA and how they are trying this with nicotine. How nicotine is the root of all evil. And he turned around, and I think it's a really, really good quote. How could the same compound associated with so much death and disease be so safe that you can buy it without a doctor's prescription? And that is the nicotine.
Well, there's lots of poisons out there that you can buy without anything. Like
but the
Drano, for example, drain cleaner, pool cleaner. You can buy acid, like muriatic acid. It will eat your hand away without a license.
Caffeine.
Yeah, it's nicotine is no more dangerous than coffee.
Yeah.
You know, but.
And then you've got to look at like the Red Bulls.
I think it's
what else to put the chemicals in them.
Right. I think it's under the same concept as traditional combustible tobacco. I think that there's way more dangerous chemicals in there. Obviously there are. I mean, that's already been proven, but there are way more dangerous chemicals in a cigarette than there are in just like straight up nicotine that's been used in like e-liquid or something. So, I mean, I kind of see them grouping it together, but I mean, it doesn't make much sense to me either. Like, I don't know.
You can drown in 3 inches of water, ban it. This is true. Yeah, the unfortunate thing is George Orwell's coming into 1984. We're coming into the point of they're trying to take everything over, aren't
they? The War of the Worlds.
And I think if you look at it,
1984.
George Orwell.
George Orwell. Big Brother is watching you.
If you look at the epidemic with kids at the minute, they don't worry about them all vaping. You want to worry about this Fortnite. Sat on this game 24 hours a day. They get V-Bucks, they're called. And that is the future of the world. Eventually, in 20 years' time, there will be no cash. It will all be done electronically so they can control where your money is. It's like now, I'm self-employed, so I get paid most of mine comes in cash.
Right.
They don't like people like me because they can't actually monitor where my money is or going or whatever. So I have to bank that. So, like businesses now, they want more to do with card machines and everything like that. So all the money's going in there.
Yeah. It's funny because you mentioned, that they're not paying attention to other issues, like you said, Fortnite. But they're so focused on teen vape use and Juuls. But what about teen drinking? What about teen drug abuse? Not just like smoking pot, but what about all of these... what are they called? The pharmaceutical abuse.
Yeah, and also the actual legal highs.
Exactly.
You see that and all them other little bits and bobs that you've got. Big love, sweetheart. Hope little one's all right.
Hey, Danny.
Hey, bro. Yeah, all these things that they're not looking at. But we all know the reason why, and it took me a while to work it out. And obviously speaking to Nick from Daily Vape TV, if you look at it really, all these... I would say counties, but you don't have counties. You have.
We have counties. We have counties.
So all these states have already already spent the money that they expected that they were going to get from tobacco. You know, when it came off to the point of that you can't sue us, but what we'll do is we'll give you a big, large proportion of our money from cigarettes to the government, which can then be distributed through to the states. So they've already spent 10 years worth, or maybe even more. So if this money doesn't come in, there's going to be a massive shortfall. So what do? You start playing on the kids sort of side of it. Now, kids have always smoked. Always. Now, throughout the years now, what's happened is the level of kids smoking has come down and come down and come down. A lot of kids just don't take up smoking or vaping.
See, the problem with the on the American side of it is that it's the past 30 days. It's 30 days isn't exactly a long period of time, and it's have you tried one in the last 30 days? Well, they could have tried one. Doesn't mean that they're a regular vapor. It doesn't mean it's yeah. It's I understand that. If there's a concern about it, I totally understand it. I mean, you don't want underage kids taking up any of it. You don't want vaping or smoking, and you can understand why. At the end of the day, it's both devices aren't good for you, no matter what you say. You're better off not doing either, but if for an alternative of the two evils, you're better off in vaping. Right. But when they've done this, from what I can understand and read, it's the past 30 days, and it's they haven't included zero nicotine in the device.
Like how much data can you really gather over 30 days?
Yeah, it's very, very short. Now, I was also reading about the term addiction. And to be honest with you, the actual term of addiction is very, should we say, a grey area. And how one study tried to, that was shot down, by the way, I must state this, they was actually shot down for trying to do this study, was the way that they were saying that children are addicted to nicotine is that if they get up first thing in the morning and if they need to have a vape within an hour of them waking, then they are classed as addicted to nicotine. If they don't, and it's midday or afternoon before they even touch one, they are not addicted.
Right, like are they social vapors? Do they only vape around their friends, or are they actually addicted? Good
evening.
Yeah.
So it's when you start saying, "Oh, we've got an epidemic of children being addicted to such and such," you've actually got to work out what is the definition of addiction.
Right. See, I think that mainly the reason they did that was to find the level of interest in youth into vaping. Maybe not how many are avid vapors, how many use them on a regular basis, but more of what the interest is from youth into vaping. You've
got to put it bit to bit here. So if you've got a kid who's vaping, what about the kids who are smoking? Because there's still kids who are smoking. So in the same way, why aren't you banning smoking?
Well, that's what I've always said is if you're going to lump e-liquid and vaping in with big tobacco and tobacco products, you're trying to kill it, you're trying to rip these things off the shelf, well, guess what? You need to rip off all chewing tobacco, all smokes, all nicotine patches, gums, everything needs to come off the shelves. If you're going to do this to one tobacco product, you need to do it to all of them.
I mean, let's face it, this is you've got a mega good point there. They keep on saying that this is a tobacco product. So why isn't cigarettes and cigars and pipe tobaccos and all them being treated exactly the same way?
Exactly. And I've been saying this since before I even started doing any videos. I've been saying this for a while. Why the hell are you going to ignore all of these much more harmful products? You're going to allow them to stay on the market, but the one that helps people, you're going to try and get rid of.
I mean, you work it out, right? Especially in America, they're saying that obviously underage vaping. Obviously, they're not being carded. They can't be. Right. They're being able to get hold of it, or they're getting
somebody else to get it for them.
For them. So obviously, it must be the same with cigarettes.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely is. It's the same
identical.
Way with booze.
Yeah, but
when I was younger,
but hang a minute. But are the big tobacco companies that are selling cigarettes having the same threats and legislation as your vaping? No.
Yeah. Well, no, not legislation and regulation. No, they're not.
And you can take that also into the same point, which we spoke plenty of times before about, is the alcohol. If you look at alcohol, if you've got like these ooches that are all like alcopops and stuff like that, it actually is pop. So that also is then going for the youth of drinking. So why are they not being stopped? Why is Carlin not getting done for doing it? Gin, you know, like all these now, the new gins have all got different flavours in them. Why ain't that getting stopped? So you can just see that it's aimed at one thing because of the monetary side. Now, have you heard about Hawaii? What Hawaii's done now?
No.
Just this week, Hawaii has brought in the law that you have to be 100 years old before you can smoke.
What?
Yep, go and check it out. Have a look on Google. We come out this week that Hawaii are now bringing it in that you have to be 100 years old to be able to smoke.
Which means 100 years old to be able to vape too.
Hold a minute, let me just read. Hawaii may increase legal smoking age to 100. That was 2 days ago. So they're considering bringing up the age.
Do you know who we'll have to get in touch with? Can you remember the lady called Darkstorm?
No.
Yeah, she used to follow me. I ain't seen her around for a bit. She's from Hawaii. I'll have to get in touch and have a word. Hey, that'd be good.
Well, it's like Russia. They're saying that any children that are born after, is it 2022, something like that, they will not be allowed to buy cigarettes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, it's funny you mentioned the alcohol thing, too, because I was just about to say, when I was younger, before I hit legal drinking age, I used to do that. I used to toss, some of these homeless alcoholic guys some cash and be like, hey, could you go into the packy store and get me some booze? And they'd be all for it. Yeah. They'd be like, oh, dude,
you got a pretty mouth, boy.
Yeah, right? I used to get some booze, guys, and toss them off for a bottle of hooch.
Right, yeah, it's like, go get me a bottle, and here's enough for you to grab a bottle, too.
Yeah.
It worked out. You appealed to their interest. Oh, come on now. No way. No Andes in the back alley.
When you sleep in bed tonight.
Please, mister, will you get me some hooch? Okay, boy.
No handies in the back alley. I'm sorry.
That was just for his vape.
Oh, shit. Oh, boy. What are you sucking on that bottle for? Get over here.
Here, take the label off.
Take the label off. Get rid of that wrapper. You don't need it. Oh, Jesus. But yeah, no, I did the same thing with cigarettes, too.
Really? Did you?
I would ask one. I meant the same thing I did with the booze. Not hand jobs. I don't give out hand jobs.
People can't wait for the fucking green screen for that one.
Oh, Jesus. I'll have casting couch. I'll have a fucking Pornhub casting couch video playing behind me. I'll just Photoshop out the chick and be like...
All the way from the Netherlands, Tom, Radio Exacting. I see you, brother. See, you got to think of the Netherlands as well. They've got all sorts of legal backgrounds, haven't they? Obviously, with the dope sort of side of it, and you can get a bag of mushrooms.
Bag of mushrooms?
We used to get those. Actually, we can go farming for those. Did you know, the funny thing about mushrooms like that, did you know that they hide on you?
Well, it depends how many take.
No. If you're going hunting for these things, and you're looking for them, if you flash a flashlight on them, they don't come out during the day. But if you put a flashlight on them at night, they hide.
What's like? No, the light!
Exactly. Exactly like that.
I'm melting!
These mushrooms are thinking, look, I've seen what he does to them fucking tramps. I'm not letting him get hold of me.
No, we do!
Loads of fucking mushrooms going, duck, roll!
Tuck and roll, Grandma, tuck and roll.
Do you know what it is? You think they're doing that, but you've been eating them along the way, haven't you? You've turned into Mario.
Oh, my God.
So they're trying to jump on loads of mushrooms. Taking Yoda with you.
Yeah,
Yoshi.
man, they just
look,
keep
I got an
on
extra
disappearing. They're real freaky, these are, man. They just
No,
keep
I had a
disappearing.
bag full of the damn things, and now they're all gone.
You keep disappearing on me.
Catch the Mars bar, it's running away.
I need a slushie. I'm
Best thing about it is, good job they're not legal.
Right?
Scott Gottlieb, he'd be get rid of them. You can only have tobacco-flavoured mushrooms.
Yeah.
He'd be all over that.
Probably. Apparently he's going to get rid of lollipops.
Would Sir like some sausage?
There's a
with those
candy
mushrooms?
epidemic. Kids are losing their teeth.
Yeah. Let's keep looking at the fucking frogs.
What about the kids? We got to think about the kids and their
got
teeth.
to think about the children.
Don't tell the kids where the mushrooms are.
TVP.
In the house.
What's up, man? Oh, so yeah.
So you go hunting for mushrooms and they hide on you?
No, not anymore. Well, yeah.
Not anymore.
When I used to, they did. I don't do anything anymore. I mean,
That's your other channel, is it? That's your other channel.
no. I try to steer clear of 99.9% of drugs.
Is that what you tell your doctor, or?
Yeah.
What's that?
Is that what you tell your doctor?
Oh no, that's legit. Like that's my life.
Man, I don't touch any motherfucking shit.
No, like I used to, man. I used to smoke crystal meth.
Did you?
Really?
Yeah, I smoked meth for like 2 years, and I've done numerous amounts of coke. Seriously, almost 15 years I've been with my wife, and she's kept my ass clean, out of trouble. She's been the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Oh, wicked.
You know, so.
I tell you what, I wonder what you'd have been like if you'd have been on that doing your reviews.
Oh my God. Oh my God, the RDA's talking to me.
Yeah. He's just done 6 grams of coke.
Look, it looks like a mouth.
It's fucking great.
Right?
You'd be the only man in the world to do a review for like 1 minute. Everything's been talked about. I've done everything. It's fine. It's great. Look, stick it in there. It's all done. Night. Good night. And remember, life is only
5 second reviews.
if you work yourself.
Brush it off your should.
Oh, Jesus. Kris on meth would be like
exactly
watching
like that.
Rip Trippers now. Yeah, I would. If I was to do a review on crystal meth, it would probably be like Rip Trippers.
The best thing... Can't say that. It's a good job I've not had too much beer that we're going to come out then. I'll leave that in my own head.
Kris on meths would be like watching Rip Tripper now, yes. Sorry, I'm delayed there. Delayed!
That's all right. That's all right.
Tom's just said, what is going on?
It's a lot that's going on. So
that would be a
Did
gig.
you guys-
I think I might...
did you guys see that thing yesterday about what happened?
Was you off your tits?
No, the guy that died.
You're about
Yeah.
the...
Yeah,
it's his
that
artery.
was-
Apparently it was actually plugged into a charger.
Yeah, probably. That would make sense. Just because they have pass-through charging doesn't mean you should use it.
Yeah, you see,
If you guys don't know what pass-through charging means, that means you have the ability to use your mod while it's charging, but you should never do that.
Nah. I have done it. I have done that before. But
I have, yeah, but it's been connected to when it says you can do it. I was talking to the woman over the road who's a stewardess of the local working men's club, and she's I've had to get a new vape. She's I'm going to come and see you. I says, what's up with the other one? She says, they keep dying on me. I says, do you know what it is? I says, I bet you're using your charger, aren't you, for your phone to charge you up? She says, yeah, I use anything. I says, don't do it. I says, you're going to end up either setting the house on fire or it's going to explode on you. I said, don't do it. Use either buy the proper plug for it or use your computer, your television. There's enough devices that you've got around your house with USBs on them.
Yep.
I've always said I wish that the vaping industry wouldn't use micro USBs. I wish they'd have their own little design plug. Instead of just having a wire with a USB at one end and a micro USB connection at the other end, they'd have their own charger, like a universal one, but just only fitted vape devices. I really do.
The trouble with that, though, is I don't know you yourself. I've been around plenty of times. I've gone to work and I thought, oh, shit, battery's gone on my vape. So it's quite nice to be able to think, oh, I've got my phone charger, the actual cable, which you can use, put that in and stick it into your computer. Because I think if you start doing it where they're having to put another... It's like, my phone now, you've got the C, haven't you?
Mm. But for a little bit of inconvenience, people would be
right,
safer.
Yeah. And who was it that said that? I don't remember. I think it was Pud. Yeah, there it is, Pud Puffs. It does. It sounds like the guy was a new vapor and using a mech mod.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like to me.
I don't know, because didn't she go back, according to the grandmother, she went back into the car that was covered in blood to retrieve the actual battery?
Yeah.
Because the battery, obviously the investigation team wanted the battery. And
they said it was plugged in?
No, they didn't. She just said she'd retrieved the battery. Now that could mean actually anything.
He bought it. Mm. He just bought it from the shop.
That's another thing as well, Aidan. He doesn't actually say that he bought it from the shop. He said he'd gone to the shop. So you don't know if he's bought it from... reading from the article that I read on it, that I shared on my group, it sounds a lot of sort of like misinformation. Mm-hmm. It was sort of like a generalised article. So there was sort of like, well, why is this, why is that, and why is the other? There seems to be a lot missing in the actual article. So as far as it can see... Pardon?
Welcome to America.
It seems very... Because by all accounts, he wasn't a smoker and he suffered with asthma. And also, by all accounts, that he'd been advised to get this certain vape pen that will help with his asthma. Now, I'm wondering if it's not a normal standard vape pen that we use, but is it like one of them CBD type vape pens or something like that? The slightly different ones?
Oh, yeah.
So it might be one of them, or it could be even a herbal one.
For it to be able to explode, though, and be so unlucky that the glasses are dark.
Yeah, that's me striked for copyright music. Thanks.
Sorry. My brother calling me. I hit the snooze button.
Bless. Mike, good evening, sir. So, yeah, it could be, for all we know, it could be one of them hemp heat not burn type things. We don't know.
It would be nice if they actually came out and said what device it was.
Yeah, exactly.
What you were doing, instead of just banding it around on vape.
Right.
And then the last bit that really got me, she was saying how many more people have to die before this becomes, known. And it's something like 2's died in the last God knows how many years over an actual vape pen.
How many houses have been set alight by stamps and
just through cigarettes?
Cigarettes, yeah.
What about mobile phones?
Yeah. There was somebody that mentioned that they had a cell phone. Somebody's wife had dropped her cell phone and the battery itself had caught fire. It's like it's batteries.
Well, the Galaxy Note 8, I think it was, or 7, that was known for and 9, I think, for the battery swelling and actually.
At the end of the day, a battery is a dangerous thing. You can't get away from it. It is a dangerous thing. It's a little tubular thing that's holding power, and it can be a bomb, top and bottom of it. And so, I noticed that,
Did you just say mech mods are a bomb?
No, I didn't say mech mods were a bomb. This was my other point. This is my other point. This is where I was just about to get to. Soon as anything this does actually come up in the news, it's straight away, it were a mech mod. Well, if you look round the internet, especially in the vaping groups, you will notice that a lot of regulated squonk mods are melting and things like that going off. So it's not just regulated mechs either.
Right.
Or should I say unregulated mechs.
Like I've always said about, obviously, I class them as a bomb because they are a bomb. But they're only a bomb. It was like what we tried to get through that Christmas was. It's only a bomb if it's put into somebody's hand who doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they don't know their Ohm's law. And this is why people should never, ever have. I don't have a mech mod for a reason is because I don't feel confident enough that I'm going to get my build right and I'm going to get it right. Because you only get one chance, don't you?
Yep.
One chance and you're gone, or you're at least going to cause yourself some real big damage. At least with these devices, they have protection on them. Not saying that they work 100% all the time, but you've got a little bit more protection there. Do you think, Mark, over the... I know they're bringing sleeves out and stuff like that. Do you think there is anything more that people can do who are designing these mech mods? I know they're just a tube with a battery in them. Is there anything more that they could actually do without turning them into a regulated?
No, not really. I suppose they could get rid of the hybrid 510. Besides that, I think you're pushing it because a lot of them now have a Delrin inner coating and they also have a Delrin on the top of the 510 on the inside. So there's things like that. But no, it's education. It's education, education, education. Unfortunately, with mechs, people see them, they think, yeah, I want that. That's the jobby for me. But can't be bothered to actually learn about how this device works. But you can say that for a lot of things. You wouldn't get somebody in a JCB or a tractor and say, right, go and drive that without some sort of training. And it's same with these, but because people are sort of like a little bit flippant and yeah, I know what I'm doing, that's where you'll normally find that it's human error more than anything else. They just didn't notice when they put that battery in that it had a nick, or they didn't notice that once they took the cotton out, they didn't check the screws to make sure that everything was tight, so the coil was loose. They didn't check it before, and it's more that it's that human error, and that's.
Andy Summerfield's got a question for you, Mark.
How about something like the
ClickFet?
ClickFet. You could do, but then it's obviously not a mech, though, is it?
Nope. Wires to a MOSFET, it turns it into somewhat regulated, I suppose. In my mind. You know? I mean, it's not 100% a mechanical mod because you've got wires and a chip inside of it.
Even a MOS switch. You've still got to connect it somehow so it stops becoming a mechanical mod.
Yeah.
The whole point of a mech mod is literally that it is the device itself.
I want to say what's up to MF Vape since we haven't yet. What's up, Mike? Sorry about that.
MF.
On the topic of kind of like negative publicity as vaping often goes, I saw. Do you guys know South Park?
Yep.
Yep.
Do you know the episode I'm about to mention?
Yeah, I got done for it. We did it on the Late Vape show with me and Simon. We actually showed it, where he was showing the vapes in his pocket.
Yeah. And did you see the Kool-Aid guy?
Yeah. No, I probably missed that.
Oh, man. They made it's called Vaping Man, and it's written on the side of him. He looks like a box mod, but he's all red with the face just like the Kool-Aid Man busting through.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? My wife was watching the show and she's laughing and I come around the corner and I'm like, what's this? And it's like South Park. I'm like, okay, I'll watch for a second. I was so pissed about that episode that it wasn't even funny.
And Rox was going, sweet!
Yeah, right? Yeah, sweet, guys. Let's get a vape pen. But like, Rox...
I'm not stuck. I'm just a flaky pig.
My wife, she's like, it's so funny. It's so funny. I'm like, not really. Not when you're standing in my shoes on my position. I'm sitting there going, this is wrong. This is so wrong. And she didn't understand where I was coming from.
People in the vaping industry don't. because we're all sitting down there, it was like when that Ben Phillips come out and he's like, oh no, don't do it.
Yep.
Just don't do it. You're just putting it more and more in. Oh, look, they're sticking helium in it now.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yep. It was just horrible.
It does sometimes beggars belief, really. So, like, you think, what point did you think that was a good idea?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? It's so like,
yeah.
Come on. I mean, the fight is hard enough as it is, but it's so like you get these people that so like just don't care. Just don't care.
The thing about that video that got me though was like the response from some people was like, oh, it's not such a big deal. Like it kind of is, because you guys know the FDA, you know what we're dealing with as far as the struggle over here. They would use that to every extent to try and prove their point. Absolutely.
I mean, a lot of the things, I mean, are very, very innocent. And it's so like within the community, yeah, it'll be funny and laughable and things like that. But I think sometimes people forget about maybe thinking out of the box a little bit and thinking so like, well, if the parents see this, what would they think? So like...
Well, to be honest with you, half the stuff that come out of South Park is a load of crap anyway.
Yeah.
But...
Well, see, the thing is, for me, like, South Park, yeah, it's crap, but a lot of kids watch it. Here in the U.S., a lot of kids watch that show. So that's my first problem with it. And, I just don't know.
Well, the thing about that, it's supposed to be an over-18 show. It's a little bit like the Family Guy and...
yeah, supposed to be. But nobody regulates TV.
But they're not going to watch it. They're going to now ban television.
Oh, Brian.
Yeah, exactly.
Brian. Oh, Brian.
Oh, Brian. Eat the poo, Brian.
Go on, you know you want to eat the poo, Brian.
Oh, Jesus.
Damn
Anything
you,
called
woman!
Brian, no, that's all I ever think. Brian! Oh, Brian.
Oh, Brian.
I mean, like, I could, that episode that I'm thinking of, I can get behind them making fun of, like, pot farms. I can get behind that, but making fun of vaping is something I take very, very seriously. And that's, to me, is like, cross the line, that's just unacceptable kind of thing. But then again, it's just my opinion, versus the rest of the world's opinion.
Right, guys, we are coming. Well, we've gone past the hour. So if you've got any questions.
Have we really?
Hello, Brian. Good evening, Kris.
Kris,
do you know what? It's so funny that Kris has turned up, right? I was just thinking about him because he does an absolute brilliant impression of Brian. And also he does a brilliant David Attenborough. We were sat around and he was doing the David Attenborough, and then Brian come out. He does a brilliant Brian. Brilliant. I was just thinking of him then.
A great pair to get together is Vaping with Ken and Vaping with Mobro. Because Ken does an awesome Peter Griffin, and Mobro does a fantastic job of Stewie. The two of them together is absolutely fucking hilarious.
There you go. That's a show in itself.
I was going to try and do a Griffin then, but I thought better not.
Yeah, I can't do it.
I ended up sounding like fucking Chewbacca.
Right, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up for this week. So, want to give a big shout to my little brother. Thank you so much once again for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure, kiddo. If you guys in chat have not checked out my little brother, which does surprise me that you haven't checked him out, but if you haven't checked him out, please go over to his channel, go check him out, give him a big subscribe, a big sloppy kiss and a like. He does like a nice sloppy kiss. So if you're at Expo, big sloppy kiss. Also to my wonderful co-host, Lethal Coils, Kris. If you haven't gone over to him, please go over, give him a sub, give him a like. He likes kisses on the bottom.
From a hobo with mushrooms.
Yes. Kiss my bollocks.
Also, want to give a big shout out to my spanners. Thank you very much for looking after chat. Do really appreciate it. And thank you to chat as well. Thank you for joining us. It's been wonderful. Don't forget, if you haven't hit that thumbs up, please give it a thumbs up. It's always nice and appreciated. So, Kris, I will pass it over to you, and then I can pass it over to little bro.
Oh, you're going to sign out today?
Yeah, he's going to sign out tonight.
Awesome. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much.
I'm going to go. Surely I'm going to go first because he does that final thoughts things like Jerry Springer.
Well, I thought you could do it.
Oh shit!
Go on, I'll try one. I'll let you do it, and then I'll try and do one.
Yeah.
Try and do one. All right. Well, guys, thank you for the great show. It's been awesome. Aiden, again. 3 weeks in a row. This is awesome, man. So now it's like with me, after the first 2 shows, it was I stopped becoming a special guest and I was just a guest. So now that's where you are.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you. So yeah, guys, thank you in chat to everybody for the great time and conversation and interaction with everybody. It's been a fantastic, fantastic time. Loved it. Anyways, I'm going to give you guys my final words of wisdom, as I always do. Thanks, guys. Please remember that we're the masters of our own destinies. We're the only ones in this world that can pick and choose how positive or negative our days are ever going to be. So please remember to keep that positivity high, keep the smiles on your faces, and let that negative just brush off your shoulders. Big love, Aiden.
I just want to say a big shout out to everybody in chat. You've made the show. Thank you very much. Also to all the spanners. I want to say a big love to my big bro. You're an absolute star. I love you so much. And also to Kris, you're an absolute star. Also, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, we've got a brand new show on Monday night. It's 3 Men in a Vape Show with me, Mr. Coily, and also the wonderful Salford Vapor, starting from 8 p.m. on my channel. Please come and check us out. There's going to be lots and lots of giggles. I've got to think of a final thought. The final thought is, do not wank off bums. Don't
wank off bums?
Don't wank off bums to get your vape. Don't take mushrooms, kids. And also stay safe and be happy.
Righty, Nadio! Yes, Bill Richards. Kris is going to kill me.
Wait, what? Huh? Hold on.
Hashtag Biz Labs.
Hashtag Biz Labs.